odd numbers. Yeah.
Always has to be a number.
Always has to be odd.
So this is what?
9.
3579.
Yes, I checked. All right, I checked it early this morning. I checked everybody and looked at it 10 times.
Good. Well, they're talking technical stuff.
Oh, they sure.
Right? And
9?
this is 9 right here. Just to make sure, we'll do 10.
That DR1 was built from the remnants of the one I got from the Air Force Museum when I built one that's in the Air Force Museum right now. So this is the debris. What was left over?
This is the fuel. Wait, let me double check with Roger.
Yeah. You want off in contact for terminology?
Yeah, come around here for just 1 second. Once you figure out what the engine's like, they're really pretty easy to run. This is the air slide, right? That's the air. And this is the fuel. That's a fine mixture control valve? Yes. Okay, so that's a full range of motion? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, here we go. Such that.
But I restored the engine for Roger several years ago, so it was nice to get a chance to run it. Oh, these are pretty good flying airplanes. They're just hard to land, that's all. Landing the airplanes is a little bit difficult because the visibility is so bad out of them. But as far as taking off and flying them, they fly like every other small airplane. The Jenny is the most common World War I airplane, original World War I in existence. And most of the ones do have OX5s. There's a few HISO-powered ones. This one is actually not a Jenny. This is a Canuck, which that makes it a little more rare. But in our collection, luckily we have, if you look over near the hangar, we have a JN4D and a JN4 CAN. Hopefully it's going to be a period museum, much the same as Rhinebeck, prior to World War II. And you can't get into the airplanes without touching in these other fields, the guns, the uniforms, and just everything of the time period. And the vehicles fall right in there. And I just love all of it.
There's no door, you just have to climb in. Get possessed or something. It's not easy. Oh, it's not.
You really dressed this up.
What year is it?
Well, I think it's 2009.
Steven.
What year is this car?
And is this the medic thing?
Yes.
Well, where's the poor sick guy supposed to lay down at? Oh, so this guy gets to lay down. He's kind of creepy.
I met a old man who had been a World War I pilot and got to know him. He was in his 90s at the time, but he had started out as an ambulance driver. So I decided I was going to build his ambulance. And in doing so, we ended up building 5 ambulances. And I've got 2 of them left. Now, one of ours is the early one, the French style.
Of course, the original Model Ts were not going to be electrical start. The main reason we do electrical start is the same reason they started doing it in the 30s. People got tired of getting their arms broken.
Bunch of wusses, if you ask me.
In the beginning, there was second gear.
Right.
All Model Ts are designed to basically stay in second gear.
Right. Okay.
If you don't want to be in second gear, this is first gear.
Oh, I see. Okay.
What you do is you put your foot on this and have it about halfway, which maintains the second gear being...
It brought me back. It took all my wherewithal and wits to keep this thing going. It's primitive, and yet at the same time, I could just jump in this thing without any instructions and take this baby all the way around. So the next stop is Indy.
I can tell you that it is genuine Army World War I observation balloon basket. The ring that you see here is the original support for the balloon envelope, and we have plans to eventually suspend this from the roof.
We're just building what we can. Right now we've got a lot of projects in the works, and we're just going a little at a time. We have an original World War I hangar we're trying to get built up as our museum, and that's going incredibly slow.
What impressed you about the place?
I think just the fact that you can get so close to everything and really, become a part of it.
Did you have a favorite display? I mean, something that just jumped out at you?
Well, I think the DR1 has always been one of my favorites. The fact they can fire up the rotary engine, that's a treat. Smell the castor oil. These guys are just so dedicated to what they're doing there. I mean, for people to repeatedly give up their Saturdays and Sundays to come out there and just entertain a bunch of strangers, that's a rare thing.
I liked that it was set in a atmosphere that didn't feel pristine, felt like old, like the whole surrounding. You could imagine it being that way back in 1919 or something. I like that.
Hearing the engines roar, that was the big thing.
That's the first time I've smelled castor oil in a long time.
I like the atmosphere. To me, you felt like a kid because you go touch everything.
I like the opportunity to see the World War I aircraft that are our favorites, such as the Fokker D7 and the Fokker triplane, and of course seeing the DR1 get fired up and listen and watch the rotary turn was obviously a great pleasure for those of us who are interested in World War I aviation.